Hold on. Oh, 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 ah. Whoa, Nelly! Don't worry about that.
Stay straight. Otherwise, we're going to take out everything. We might have to go to the left to clear this off. We're good. Barely. Barely. Somebody got dually.
Well, Zach told me it wouldn't fit. It fit. Told him it would. Well, welcome back to another exciting extravaganza of fun here at Rusted Up Garage. Now, as you can see, we've been doing body work for, seems like 16 years on this truck that I thought was in great shape. But we finally get to the fun part, in my opinion, the part that I really want to get to, and that's getting the frame ready. So you're going to want to definitely subscribe and like, because this is going to be epic. Well, maybe it won't be epic. I don't know. Seems like some of our other videos are not as epic as I think they're going to be. But anyways, come back here. We weren't done talking. In this video, okay, this entire video, it's probably going to be 40 minutes long. We are going to take this frame. Hey! Video guy just ain't paying attention today. We're going to take this frame from here and we're going to bring it to here. And that don't mean the quality, that means the height. Oh yeah, you heard it right. We're going to go ahead and do the right thing, and we're going to do a 6/8 drop on this dually. Why? Because we can. So if you have a dually and you're like, I don't want mine up in the air, I want mine low to the ground, and then this is definitely your video. And we're probably going to paint it in this video, because then we're going to reassemble it, so probably going to paint it. You wait and see how that goes. But anyways, we haven't done a full bring it in on this one yet. So we're going to run you around, tell you what we're going to do, and then we're getting to work, because we don't have much time. I got to get this project done. Seriously. Okay, on a different video, not this one because it's going to be too much time, we're going to build a receiver hitch that goes here. Okay? That's going to be fun because it's going to be a hidden hitch and it's going to be awesome. Okay? Up here on this big bad boy, okay, we're going to have to set it down. So to set it down, we're going to have to lose these brackets and the helpers and the sway bar and probably a chunk of this frame right in here, okay, to make this happen. So we'll be getting on that here in just a little bit of the video. Keep coming. Come on, camera guy. Okay. We're just going to wash all this. Nothing big here, okay. Keep coming. She's pretty dirty up here, but we're going to take it apart, okay. It's going to get brand new springs, it's going to get brand new spindles, and probably ball joints and other stuff that's wrong with it, and a good cleaning up here, okay? And then she's going to get some new sneakers, okay? These are just too big and have too many holes in them because they go flat in the driveway in 2 days. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, isn't it? So let's look at the kit, and then let's get to work. You ready, Zach? Look at the kit?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to look at the kit. So, I went right ahead and I did some late looping. And I got with a company called Pro Performance, okay? And they sell this kit here. And this is their 6/8 drop kit with bags. So it is not a bag suspension, okay? It's bag helpers, is what it is. I can't afford the whole thing. Like, I can't bag it like I want to, because that's just, we don't have that much money, okay? But this kit is really nice. So it comes with the flip over kit. It comes with all the bolts. It comes with the shock extensions. This is for the airbag stuff right here. Airbag mounts, airbags. These actually go on the lower springs, okay? It comes with these big old beefy notches. I mean, look at these things. These things are crazy. I mean, that's quality right there. I mean, that's nice stuff. So it comes with them. It comes with new U-bolts. I got it with the Beltec Nitro Drop 2s. No, I got it with the Street Performance. Yeah, that's it. I got it with the Street Performance. So I got it with that. Obviously, it comes with the spindle upgrade, and it comes with new springs in the front. That way we can get the front down. And it comes with your basic air tubes. So it was just going to work off from a, you know, for now, you know, until I can come up with some other system that I can't afford right now. So all that is going to go on all that, and then it really should be pretty impressive. Now, the only stitch of instructions that came with this thing was this, okay? And, well, let's just say FedEx weren't great on this. This was in the spindle box, and, well, we'll just put them right there. They do have online instructions. So we'll be going to the online, and we'll be putting information up. So like I said, this is actually, I don't remember who actually makes the kit itself. It's not Pro Performance, they're a reseller of it. But we will definitely link down here the kit that we're using for this. It is reasonable, and it's, from what I can see, very high quality. So it's pretty awesome. But I guess I need to set you guys up on a camera and probably get out my impact gun and get out my air hammer and start popping off rivets and unbolting stuff and getting the rear end out. And speaking of the rear end, we're gonna have to bring the rear end to Steve's rear ends. Yeah, because she's a one-wheel peel, you remember? Parking lot. So I got with Steve's rear ends, and he's gonna fix that one-wheel peel problem that we got. And maybe that'll be a short video too. We'll just bring the videos on this one, I feel. Oh, but Zach needs to get his rear end, speaking of rear ends, back outside to the paint booth and get going on the body, because I'm gonna have the frame ready for him in a matter of no time. So we don't have time to lollygag Zach. Wow, I just lost my concentration. But anyways, enough of me blabbering, and let's get to work, and let's drop this old girl. So, Zach, put them on the tripod, and they're coming along with me for an epic journey of airbags and suspension drops. Testing 1, 2. Red light on. Hey guys, I'm gonna try something new this time. The last video you guys watched, we were missing some footage because, well, your host here, Ricky, would grab the camera, turn it on, carry it all around what I was doing without hitting the record button. Yeah, I know, whatever. What I did do is I went around and I did measure the corners of the truck so I could get an idea. So like the back is at 30.5. The middle of the truck is at 24.5, and the front is at 27.5. That's off the very front, and that's, you know, basically off the middle. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to try to get the suspension tore out and prepped for the axle flip. So first things first, we got to remove on these guys, and we got to remove the bump stops I do it with the old, air hammer. And I've already cut the sway bar loose because we won't be using that. And what else we got to do? It'll be cutting U-bolts. We'll have to unbolt them U-bolts. Hopefully there's some bolt. That would be nice. They probably won't. But I'm going to start out here. I'm going to put some ear protection in the old ears because the air hammer gets loud. There. That should have that. Okay. Now we should be able to wheel this thing out. Okay, let me reset up here for the springs, and we'll come back in just a few minutes. Okay, change of plans. There isn't much on the interwebs. I thought there was instructions, but I guess not, okay? But we're gonna wing it, the instructions. So, these are the C-notches for the frame. Because obviously we're doing an axle flip, we need some room for the axle up in this area, okay? Good quality stuff. This actually goes on the other side. So there's actually an oval hole here, that guy right there, okay? That oval hole works with that oval hole right there, okay? So I'm actually using the one for that side because I can hold it up here like this. I'm not gonna do it right now, but what I'm gonna do is I will clamp it. You guys will see in a few minutes, but I'll level this off with the frame like that. The hole's lined up, and I will clamp it right there. And then I can draw my cut picture so I can cut the frame, okay? And we'll do one side at a time, and we won't have no pressure on it or anything. We'll just cut the frame. So that'll give us room there for the the rear ends. Now, I also got the airbag kit for it. So this is the bracket here for that. It's gonna go downward. And if it was on the other side, you'd see it actually bolts right here, but obviously with it, you guys get it, okay? So the airbag will sit here, just like that, and bolt in. You get this guy right here, which, no one says which way does it go, okay? But there's a hole, the hole goes to the front. So it's gonna go like this, okay? And then this is gonna saddle the original rear end, which is gonna give the rear end some, some angle for the drive shaft. That's what that does. This is the bottom plate for the airbag. So this will go here, okay? This will go here, this will go here, and then there's gonna be an airbag right here. It's gonna go psh, 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 and that's how that goes. But we need to pull out, and this can kind of be your judgment what you want to do here. For us, because we're going to be towing with this truck and stuff, I don't want to get rid of springs, except for the helper. So, and that's the big helper on the bottom. So we're going to actually leave all the springs. I'm literally going to just pull this guy out and pull this big steel spacer out. and then just bolt it right back together. I'm going to leave them all. But technically, you could remove a couple of these if you really wanted to, and it would be fine. So that's really up to you what you want to do there. Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's the helper. That's the overload. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for miscommunicating. But I guess I did lube these up. I'm hoping I'm going to grab the wire wheel and just give them a little. I didn't buy new bolts, which don't really matter if you can get them off, because all they do is keep the spring compacted. So what I'll do is I'll put the jack up underneath. I'll put the jack up underneath and hold it up so that all the springs stay together. Undo the bolt, and then I'll probably have to take a clamp and re-clamp them back together so I can get the bolt started. Pretty much. It's going to have to happen. It would be handy if the bolt went down through now. I don't matter. That don't really matter. The pin's the same size as the bolt, so for the location. So I guess let me grab a little wire wheel here and let me clean this up real quick. Oh, that's nice. So we don't need him. We don't need him. Well, these bolts are going to be too long, so I'm going to have to get some shorter ones. But that's how you remove all that. So next on our agenda, I guess, is I'm going to set up the clamp that guy and get that notch cut and get that notch prepped. So, and I'm about exhausted this battery, so I will change batteries. Okay, guys, Zach's over here complaining about the camera. So if anybody wants to, go ahead and send us a new one, that'd be great. But I doubt that's going to happen. So if we get this thing up to 1,000 people and start making some money, that would be handy. So yeah, that'd be great. Like, share and like, subscribe, tell your friends. We need to get over 1,000 people so we can start making some money and get you guys a new camera. So, okay, but on to a different rant. I don't know if you can even see me on the camera, but whatever. Yeah, we're good. So I actually had a set of bolts in stock. Would you believe it? I had a set of brand new ones that are threaded the whole way. So I just went ahead and just bolted that together. This guy right here, and actually I used a nut from the old one, so I'd have it like a double nut to make it a little more, spacious. So this right here will actually bend down here and touch this. This all touches here. It touches in here. Your airbag goes in here. I do believe we probably want the airbag in before we bolt the rear end in, though. That may be handy. Okay? Again, notch the front. So that goes here. So we're all good. Everyone's copacetic. That's going to sit on the rear end. Rear end goes in here. Now the notch, like I told you, goes here with that notch there. Then you take your little pen and you draw yourself a picture. Now while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and draw myself a picture here. And the reason why am I going to draw a picture here? That's because I'm going to grind the frame. Now this is basically a no weld system. I mean, welding's always better, so we're going to weld it, but technically it's designed with enough bolts, I guess, to bolt it in, because they're bolting up through, down through, around through. I mean, there are some bolts going on here. So technically, I guess that would work, but we're not going to do it that way. So now, let's get these parts out of here, because we don't need them right now. So there she is in all of her glory. So we're done with this Now we will want to mark the other side with the other one before we bolt this one in here, because it kind of works out good. Because again, like I said, the way it's designed, it'd be kind of a pain to eyeball this and set that in. So this works out good. So now really all I got to do now is you got to remember that there is the thickness of this material where it's going to go up over it. The thickness of it is about that thick. So we want to be, when we cut this, we want to cut it, you know, the thickness of the material. So we want to be another 1/4 of an inch out here, like out here. It's about where we want to be. Like that. And pretty much like that. See? Just like that. Now, we'll go get the old Cutter-matic. Now, I put a block in here because it my clamps didn't work well. So I went ahead and did that. I shouldn't need them for right now. And then that's it, right? We just got to cut now. Okay, so I know I haven't been talking a whole lot, but let's bring you in and show you what we got going. Okay, so that's the notch I was talking about. It is a little bit low, but I don't think that matters because it is even left and right as far as that goes. And it's up against the frame. I'm touching it here, I'm touching here, and I'm touching here, and it's up against the frame all in here. So now I'm gonna do, I can drill it and I can bolt it, and then, like I said, I'm gonna weld it in all the way around. But you kind of see how it all just kind of goes in right there. I don't know if I can quite weld the top, but I'll weld as much of it in as I can. And I'll do a little plate here too, just to kind of plate the frame to the inside. That'll kind of keep all that nice and rigid. So the biggest thing now I gotta do is just drill some holes. So that'll bolt in there. Just like that. That looks good. Now, I'm gonna start to do some drilling, and we'll come back and we'll burn this baby in, and then And I guess I got to rinse and repeat on the other side, but that's pretty much it. And then I can take this spring out because, like I said, at that point we know that's actually for the other side. Wherever I put it, I think I dropped it, but sorry. And like I said, this will go here, like this, flatten down with this, like this, and then that'll give me all, you can see center line of this, right up through here. It's perfect. Oh, it's right where it needs to be. And then we'll bolt the airbag piece on here, and then I'll end up dropping out these springs front and back on both sides, and then I'm gonna blow the front end apart so we can get the frame outside, get it cleaned one more time, and then we can get it painted, and then drag it back in here, and we can assemble. It'll be assembly time. So we still gotta open up that rear end too, so we can put a locker in it. Well, I guess I'm gonna get the drilling, and you guys can get the relaxing. Well, good fresh morning. Last night I had some stuff we had to do, some birthday parties and what have yous. So I didn't get this quite finished, but it is a nice chilly morning to get this frame knocked out. So let's get this side finished up, and then we can get moving up to the front and get that blown apart, get this thing outside and get it washed so we can get painted and start reverse processing this sucker. Because we still got to build the hitch back here. I did weld this bracket. It does bolt through as well, so it bolts to this bracket. But I went ahead, since I had it off, and I just went ahead and just burnt this in real quick. And obviously I drilled all the holes, which took me forever, and just threw the bolts in. So I got to tighten up these bolts, bring it up, 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 and then we're just going to burn her in. And then this side is going to be done. So I guess without further ado, let me grab the impact gun, and let's snug up on this sucker, and let's weld her in. Well, there. I would say that ain't going nowhere. So I'm going to do a little welding on the inside, and I guess next we're going to blow the front end apart. So stay tuned for the front end removal. So as promised, I got this corner left to pull apart. So I figured I would do that with you guys real quick, and then we can actually compare the coil spring and the spindle from the new kit to this kit. So it really shouldn't take long. Now I have went ahead without you, and I pulled the steering box off in the front, but that's just really a couple bolts. So really we're after the spring and the spindle, so you guys can see what the kit difference is. But we found a few interesting things. I'm glad I'm continuing the tear down of this thing. So, but let's get cracking. I want to get this done because I want to get this thing washed. So these brakes are pretty easy. They don't use the bolts in the back, they use a slide. So it's just a bolt like that. And then you really just need a hammer and a little screwdriver here, and you just kind of tap this out, tap it out with the slide pin. That's all that does. And then put them in our left front bag. Then you just lift up on the caliper, and it just comes right up out like that. Then you just got to get it so you can get the brake thing out, just like that. Now these calipers actually look good. The shoes are, well, not the greatest. Well, they're not bad, but they're not the greatest. I'll just throw a set of shoes on it before I put it back together. But the calipers don't look bad. So, pad, shoes, same thing. So now that's out of our teeth. The next thing is take out this big old massive spindle. So there's a nut in here, way in here. There's a cotter pin. I already pulled the cotter pin, just believe me, there was one. And now we're just gonna use our pliers here. And we're gonna take the nut off. And then you just pull him off like this. Oh, and I caught the bearing right here. And we're just gonna drop it in the bag for now. And then you just have to pull that bushing out right here. And I just use this guy and pop that seal, pop that bearing, and throw it in the bag, just like that. Oh, that's all there is to that. And I'm gonna clean the grease out of this mess here in just a bit, but we're gonna set it aside for right now. Next on the list would be this dust plate. We're just gonna grab him and pull that off, pull the dust plate off. Put the bolts in the bag, just like that. Oh, that pretty much gets a spindle. Now we're gonna move this nut and this nut here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen them up and leave a couple threads. And then we're gonna pop the ball joints loose. So let me get this done and we'll be back. Okay, now we're gonna thread it back on a couple threads, like that. This one's on a couple threads. Then we're gonna take the old hammer here and we're just gonna hit it. And then we're gonna hit the top one. And see that? We kept our teeth the entire time, basically, that we were doing that. Grab the air gun with the old safety socket, put it in here. Oop, other way. There we go. So, there's the spring. And there's the spindle. And what we'll do is we'll set them aside here. And we'll do a comparison here in a little bit, okay? Let me set this over here. Now all we can do, yeah, that ball joint's pretty gone. That one is definitely, that one's extra gone. So we're gonna blow off those 2 bolts, save the shims, take off them 4 bolts, and we are done. This chassis can go outside. There's a couple U-bolts, and there's a lower. So really, that's it for blowing this apart. Next, we're going to be hauling this thing out with a forklift and washing it up and getting it ready for paint. So on to the next part. Well, I'd say she's clean enough. And I'd say I probably need a bath now. Whew, that thing was muddy and greasy. She's basically new now. Come next week, it will be new. As promised, I was going to bring you back and show you the differences between the stock and aftermarket stuff. Now, obviously in this video here, we're not going to get to putting the front end on. Next video, we'll be putting the front end back together, just because I'm waiting on parts. But obviously, we'll have the whole rear together, so you guys see that part. So this is the stock spindle, and you can kind of see how much higher up this guy is. Okay, it's actually a beefier spindle too. So if you kind of look, if I go flat like this, so I can kind of get that or not. But you can see how much higher it sits. So that's where you get your first 3 inches, is right in here. Okay. And, you know, they work through all the geometries and gets all that to work with the ball joints and everything. So it ain't just like pinning it out. And then with this kit, I also got the springs. So these are for the big block. You got to tell them what they are, what your engine is. But basically, it's a shorter spring. So there's your other 3 inches between the two. I mean, this is as beefy a spring as what was in the truck, brand new. Just a little bit shorter, but from what I can see, this is great quality stuff. So that's the difference in the front and the front springs and the front spindles for this kit. And like I said, next video we'll be assembling the front end. Obviously, the rest of the frame will be completed finally. So, but next we're going to bring you painting with Zach. And he'll tell you what we're getting ready to do to the frame. And then he's going to get after it. We did wash it off camera because, again, I'm not going to bore you with 5 hours of power washing parts. It's just you wash them. And then you wash them again. And sometimes you wash them again. Right, Zach?
Yep.
Okay. But we're back with Zach in the not paint booth. Okay. We are outdoors. Here is the frame booth right here, and it has been washed and scrubbed and welded, and you can see everything. The whole back's been welded in for the rear axle flip. Chassis is obviously upside down because we're gonna paint it that way first. It's actually pretty nice, the whole thing. Here is the A-frames, which we got to rebuild. We will do that later. And can you believe I cannot find anybody to turn those rotors yet? Nobody turns them. I mean, seriously, they're expensive. Why can't we turn them? This day and age. And yeah, we did get the wheels, and tires that didn't hold wind, dismounted, so we get those cleaned up. And we're on, leaf springs are ready to be sprayed, and all these parts are ready to be sprayed. And the rear end, ooh, can't look over there. Top secret stuff over there. Rear end is ready to go. So we're going to, we'll run inside here, and Zach tell us what we're using for a product on this thing, and then he's going to get at it. Hey, Zach the painter.
Hi.
Wow, full of enthusiasm here. Yeah. So you're getting ready to spray the frame out?
Yes.
What are we using for product?
Tractor, truck, and implement.
Okay. So
We got the truck part.
yeah, and then we adding anything to it?
Catalyst.
Catalyst harder.
And reducer.
And reducer. Okay. And we're just gonna follow the instructions, and we're gonna spray it. And you can get this stuff really cheap at Track Supply.
Yeah, it's like $50 a gallon.
$50 a gallon. $50 a gallon.
A gallon should easily do all the junk we gotta paint.
Yep, it should. So he's gonna get this all mixed up, and then I guess when he starts spraying out here, well, I'll bring you guys back. Yeah, he's getting ready to do the old mixy, and we've used this stuff on Mason's frame, and it's red, and it is holding up great in the backyard with all the sun. So I assume the black's gonna do pretty well. Well, Zach is on the home run stretch now. We did flip the frame over, and man, it is coming out good, Zach. It is looking good. I mean, for the prep work we put into this thing, which was I washed it 6 times and you painted it. So, yeah, it's looking good. We just got this one side that left to go, and then the springs over there. We're good to go, huh? It's got dry, and we can do we can move on to putting the rear end that's sitting over there in it. Get the front end in it, and we got ourselves a roller again, going back the other direction, which is pretty awesome. So, considering this truck weren't never supposed to come apart this much, but you know, whatever. It just happens some days. But we'll let it rip. I mean, that's way faster than just doing it with a spray bomb. And by the time we get done, we'll be 2 quarts into it. So that ain't bad considering how big this frame is, inside and out, upside and down. That's the rear end, the springs, the whole works. So that's really good. So I got about $40 in this paint job on the frame with the old tractor implement paint that it basically sticks to anything. It's some serious stuff. I mean, so if you got like a frame or a tractor, I would highly suggest this stuff. We just mixed it like they said and put the hardener in her. I mean, it is looking good. I'm super pumped. It's gonna be freaking awesome. So I'm ready to start getting this thing going the other direction. This project was never supposed to take this long. I weren't supposed to take it apart like this, but I guess when I'm done, I'll have me basically a brand new square body from 1986. Ah, there's the air compressor. So I'm gonna stop talking and let you guys watch him finish up. That sucker looks good and shiny. Woo! Very nice. Very nice, guys. Well, he's gonna hit these springs right here, and I guess when we come back, Zach, we'll be bolting that rear end in it, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's going on next, and then well, that's what I'll be doing. Then we're going to be starting another video on the cab work and the, yeah, and that right there. You got a couple old fuel tanks. We're going to show you how to rejuvenate on them. So you're definitely going to want to watch that video when that's coming out. Yeah, I am pumped how nice this looks. Sorry about that. We had to do a microphone change. I blew a microphone. So if you didn't hear any of that, all we did was fight these 2 leaf springs in. And Zach said, hang on.
Yeah, you're going between the shade and the sun, and the shade and the sun. So
Yeah, I know.
flip the filter.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I wish that sun would just come up a little bit more and we'd just be in it. But so we're going to get in the shop. So that way we're camera in the front, it'd be a whole lot easier. But yeah, if you missed it, we just put the leaves in. Zach helped me. He got on the thing because they were kind of a little bit of a bear to fight in there. But now I'm going to get ready. I got to put the I got to put the bottom bolt in for these, although I won't tighten it because I can still get a wrench in here afterwards to tighten it. But we're going to go ahead and throw the bag in. And it is a Slam Specialties bag. Came with the kit. It has all the bump stops. That's what Zach's telling me.
It's coming out.
Oh yeah, I just slung it all over the ground. Look at that. Well, it's good that way. So we're using the supplied hardware, and I'm putting this in because it's got to go in first before the rear end housing. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just a bolt hole. I mean, it's not difficult.
It goes underneath it.
Correct. It goes under here like this, and then it goes in the first hole like that. And then this goes in there. And which way do we say it went?
Hole to the front.
So it runs the rear end backwards,
Yes.
is what we said. So hole to the back, and then it's going to
No, hole to the front. Hole goes towards the front.
yeah, just like this.
But you just said hole to the back.
Sorry. Hole to the back, front, medium, side. Sorry, getting a little crazy here on you. Sometimes this stuff really sucks to put together. Just saying. In a minute, we're going to jag it up, put a little pressure on everything, and life will get a whole lot nicer here in a second. And put some pressure on all of this. I'll tell you guys, that was a fight, and we didn't get it on camera completely because it took both of us to fight this thing square. Whew, that sucked. But I don't know how well you can see it or not, but Zach can show the blocks are there, and then we snugged up the U-bolts. They're kind of even. They're not tight though. We'll do that after. So next we're going to tighten up these airbags where they need to go, because once I get them where they need to go, we can actually set the whole thing down. But we can't do that until we finish bolting these guys on. Okay, so now we're just going to bring them up like this. I put some Loctite on them. And we're just going to start these babies like this. Thing, lock washer, flat washer. We'll just start that one like that, and then what we want to do is make sure that
You can probably put your air fitting in there.
like this. I was almost going to do this before, but I was afraid.
Yeah, it's probably good that you didn't.
Because I don't know if it had gone up through there. So,
No.
so we'll tighten it. It's going to be a little bit of a bear to tighten, but I think we can do it. Well, ladies and gents, I think we pretty much got this half back together. We didn't camera it, but we did throw the shocks on it, and we got them brackets that bolt in to the existing brackets. They're just drop brackets. I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory. If you pay attention, it's not real hard. And then we just put the old, the old shocks in. That way you got the right length on the shocks. That's the whole idea here. So that's done. We got plenty of room here, as you can see. I mean, we wouldn't have if the frame was here. So we got good room there. I haven't hooked the bags up. I'm not going to yet. But I mean, we got good, we still got a lot of suspension travel there. So that's good. And I don't know what we're going to quite do with the ball in the bed yet, because It's getting close, but we'll worry about that later. Future Ricky will take care of that. We'll leave that for him. But I think that's pretty much it for this. It's a really good kit. I do got to tighten the U-bolts down. When I get it back up on jack stands, I will tighten those in and torque them down. I don't remember what the specs are. I got to look it up. But I will snug those babies down. And that's it. That's for your 8-inch rear drop on a C30 dually. That's pretty much what you got to do. I said the front's going to be a little bit different because of the spindles and springs we're using, but it's pretty simple. So I guess the next video we'll be rebuilding some A-frames and cleaning those up, getting those on, putting the front end all together as soon as the rest of the parts come in. And we're going to start plumbing this thing for brake lines and fuel lines and all the lines. We got the fuel tanks to do. That'll be might actually be the next video. Will be the fuel tank rejuvenation process. That'll be a cool one. And then we'll finish the frame. So trying to keep these a little shorter. The hour and 15 one didn't do well. You guys don't like them that long. So I'm gonna try to keep them down. But we appreciate you. Like and share. And like I said, this is gonna be an interesting looking truck. And plus Zach's gonna be doing body work pretty soon. Cab is going in for body work. So it'll be good. You guys have a good week. And till the next one, peace out.